Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Thunder beat the Rockets. Shai, 51. SGA, his fourth 50-piece this year. And they all come in like the last 6 weeks. January 22nd, he had 54. The 29th, he had 52. February the 5th, he had 50. And tonight, he had 51. It is his MVP to lose. As great as Jokic is playing, and he's playing unbelievable, SGA is the MVP.
Yeah. He's
playing outstanding. He's controlling the pace of the game. Now, you look at them, they're deep. Jalen Williams, they got Kaysen coming off the bench. They got Isaiah Joe coming off the bench. That can defend at a high level. They got Caruso, another defender that can defend at a high level coming off the bench. We know what Lou Dort is, a tremendous wing defender, but they got scoring at the yin-yang. But Shai tonight, 51 on 18 of 30, 5 of 9 for 3, perfect from the free throw line. Jalen Williams was 8 of 16, 4 of 5 from the three-point line, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 21. He had 24. Holmgren had 11. Lou Dort had 11. Hartenstein had 8. And then you had Wallace with 14. Wiggins didn't shoot the ball well tonight, but we know it's just a matter of time. The Rockets didn't play bad, Ocho. You know, they shot 49% from the floor, 46% from the three, 82% from the free throw line. But you allowed OKC to shoot 50% from the floor, 46% from the three. And they shot 89% from the free throw line. And they shot, 10 more free throws than what you shot. But I joke a lot about the Lakers, but man, I understand what OKC is. I'm not foolish enough to I joke with them, but you don't get to the record that they have, Ocho, and not be a good ball club. They're a very, very good ball club. They're very well coached, and they believe that they're this good.
You know, not only are they very well coached, not only are they a good ball club, when you have a player like SGA, he's not secluded. He's not secluding his teammates around him. He's the type of player, when you think about a Kobe, he makes those around him better. Everybody's scoring. You got to think, he done got 50 or 51 tonight, and we're not talking about him being selfish. You know how efficient you got to be, where everybody else can still contribute to the scorecard? And then you still drop 50. Yeah, and you still drop 51, 50? Man, this is
fourth one in the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
And listen, young bull SGA is different, and like you said, it's his his award to lose. But I don't see it. I don't see it happening. He's too consistent night in and night out to lose the MVP this year. At this point, they might as well give it to him. I'm not. How many more weeks we got left?
3, 4, a month.
Yeah,
you got a month. What is their record? They got 60. They got 21 games. Let's see. They played 61 games. They got 21 games left. So they got 82. They're 50 and 11. So they got 21 games left, Ocho.
You might as well just go ahead and give it to him now. And I mean no disrespect to what Joker is doing.
He's playing unbelievable, Ocho. I mean, you can't. I mean, look at his record. Okay, what are you basing it on? Team record. They're number 1 in the Western Conference. Okay, what does his stat looks like?
Yes, sir.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's second. He might be leading the league in scoring now currently. So he might be leading the league in scoring. Their offensive rating is out the yin-yang. He doesn't turn the ball over. He facilitates, as you mentioned. He gets everybody else involved. There's nothing not to like about this kid. And it just goes to show you, Ocho, you look at him from where he was as a rookie, and you look at how much better he's gotten from the time he was a rookie until now. That's why I say it's hard for me to believe. I'm not saying that everybody's going to take a meteoric jump like him, but it's hard for me to believe that you can do something and you practice at it, that you won't get incrementally better.
You have to. And, we talk about it, how good he is on the offensive side of the ball, and his offensive prowess, his ability to score and putting the ball on the floor, stuff like that. We forgot to mention his defense. We forgot to mention his defense. He's also
he's out there in steals. He does lead the league. Ocho, this year, he has the most 50-point games with 4. He has the most 40-point games with 9. He has the most 30-point games, 38. He has the most 20-point games, 59. So he scored at least 20 points in all but 2 of their games. He leads the NBA in scoring by over 300 points. So he's going to lead the league in scoring. Now, look, I think Giannis, and Jokic will be unanimous MVP, unanimous All-NBA selections, and rightfully so.
Right.
But Shai, right now, Shai, if he's a unanimous MVP, Ocho, as well as Jokic playing, as well as Giannis is playing, I'm not going to hold you.
Right.
I'm not going to be mad at you. Say you named this man MVP, because that's how well he's playing. That's how well his team is playing. And so if you go back and look at when Steph won unanimous MVP, they were that was the year they went 73-9. This episode of Nightcap is brought to you by Cologuard, a non-invasive colon cancer screening test. Did you know colon cancer is considered one of the most preventable yet least prevented cancers? When caught in the early stages, colon cancer has a survival rate of 90%. So screening and early detections are key to reducing overall colon cancer deaths. That's why the American Cancer Society recommends that if you're at average risk, you begin screening for colon cancer at age 45. And a convenient way to do that is with Cologuard test. The Cologuard test allows you to be in control of your colon cancer screening through prescription-based tests delivered to your door with none of the prep that's required for a colonoscopy. No liquid prep, no days off, no invasive procedures. Plus, Cologuard test is affordable. Most insured patients pay $0, and a follow-up colonoscopy is needed after a positive Cologuard test. This is usually covered by insurance also. So if you're 45 years of older and at average risk, you can ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a Cologuard prescription today at Cologuard.com/podcast. The Cologuard test is intended to screen adults 45 and older at average risk for colorectal cancer. Do not use Cologuard test if you have had adenemas, have inflammatory bowel disease, and certain hereditary syndromes, or personal or family history of colorectal cancer. The Cologuard test is not a replacement for colonoscopies. High-risk patients' Cologuard test in adults 45 to 49 is estimated based on a large clinical study of patients 50 and older. False positives and false negatives can occur. Cologuard is available by prescription only. So with that being said, yeah, it was an unbelievable game. And like I said, Houston didn't play bad. Now, they did not have Sengun. They did not have Van Fleet. Dylan Brooks didn't play. They were without a lot of their key guys. Those are 3 starters right there. But maybe it's a closer game. I mean, they gave up 137. I mean, they gave up 63 at the half, and then they give up a 39 piece, and then they give up a 35. So you're not going to win very many games if you give up 30 a quarter. And that's what they gave up. They gave up they gave up 30 a quarter. And you're not going to win a whole lot of games. You put them on the foul line, they shoot a bunch of free for a team. They get to the foul line.
Yeah.
OKC gets to the foul line. They shot 27. They made 24. And you would think, that's like, crazy. Hold on, they shooting 30-plus threes and they're still getting to the free throw line? Yeah, because Shai does. Because Shai's going to get to the line 10 to 15 times a night.
He's aggressive. He's aggressive. He's aggressive from any mid-range. But, hey, you watch his game, when he get the ball in his hands, he coming up court, there's no wasting time. There's no playing with the ball. There's no, at times, running plays and, setting screens. But outside of that, when it's one-on-one, he's at you, make a move, and go.
He's taller than you think. He's a big guard. He's like 6'4".
Straight downhill.
So he's a big point.
That's 6'4" is
not
short.
For a point, it ain't.
You know that, huh?
No.
You don't think so? You got point guard 6'7".
You talk about Luka. You talk about Luka. Kyrie ain't that tall. Right. Steph ain't that tall. Van Fleet ain't that tall. You go Jamal Murray's not that tall. De'Aaron Fox isn't that tall. Oh, he's 6'6". My bad. I shorted the man 2 inches.
Oh.
He's 6'6".
He's 6'6"?
So when you look, and the thing is, Ocho, the pace at which he plays, he can post you. He got mid-range. Now he's got the 3-ball that falls. He can get to the rim. So really, offensively, he doesn't have any weaknesses. And guess what? You're going to put him on the foul line. He's going to get to the foul line. So now either you foul him or he makes it. Now, the only thing that you hope when the ball because he's in a zone right now, all you hope is that the rim don't like it and spit it out. That's it. You just hoping, Ocho, like, damn, I hope the rim don't like this shot.
Hey, You got to have
Yes.
hope and a prayer for that, especially when somebody's locked in like that, night out and night. Listen, the chances you say it's only a week left. I mean, not a week. You only got about 3-4 weeks left before the season's over. And they might as well chalk it up. He's not finna lay down. Not with that mentality.
Because at the end of the day, you still want to like, all things being equal, I kind of want to like have home court. So they're fighting with the Cavs on the other side to see who has home court throughout. Because if it comes down to a situation and they both makes it out of their respective conferences, I want you to come to me. I want Game 7, if necessary, to be in OKC. But Shai is playing unbelievable. Right. He's from start to finish. I think he felt jilted last year that Jokic won it. I didn't have a problem with Jokic winning it when you look at the numbers and what he put up. I think they felt bad. Maybe the voters felt bad because they gave it to Joel Embiid the year before, because he easily could have won it that year. And he's going to be, he's kind of like LeBron and Jordan. He's always going to be in that top 3. He's going to win it or be top 3 because of the numbers that he puts up. He's averaging 28, 13, and 10. He's a center. Yes. And so, but Shai leading the league in scoring. He's up there in steals. The best team in the Western Conference. They're playing extremely well. I don't see how anybody else other than him wins that MVP, and that's not a knock on Jokic. I don't think Giannis has a chance to win it because his team record isn't what it needs to be. Now, if you want to throw JT in that mix, do you like Jason Tatum enough to put him in that mix, considering how well the Celtics are playing? They're the number 2 seed in the East. But see, I think the thing for me is that I think the thing that works against Jason Tatum, and Chad, y'all let me know what y'all think.
Yes, sir.
Are we sure Jason Tatum is the best player on that team?
Wait, you know what? I asked you that last season.
All I know is that when it comes to the awards,
I asked you that last season. When it came to the playoffs, right? Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum this, Jason Tatum that. When I watched the game, obviously, but for me, the game of basketball, I wasn't on top of it like I should be. So obviously I'm locking in with you, watching the game so I can be able to talk about the playoffs. And I'm watching the game, and all I'm hearing is Jason Tatum's name. But when I watch the game, all I'm seeing is Jaylen Brown. So I'm thinking to myself in my head, well, wait a minute. Based on what I'm seeing on TV, it's different than what everybody else is telling me. So I asked you last year, are you sure, Jason Tatum is, for one that can be in a position to be the face of the league?
He can't be the face of the league when you're questioning whether or not he's the best player on his own team. That's got to be definitive. That's got to be undeniable. There is no ifs and buts about it. If there's anything, he can't. So how you gonna be supposedly the face of the league, and you're not the best player on your own team? Because what we saw is one guy win Finals MVP. We saw the same guy win Eastern Conference MVP. We see that guy a lot of times takes the toughest matchups. He took Luka and still gave you the production that he gave you. Normally, if you're asking a guy to give you that kind of production offensively, he needs to take a rest defensively. But that's not what Jaylen Brown did. He hounded him. And then, yes, he could turn it over. Hey, Holiday, you take him. Okay, Derek White. But initially, I'm going to start on him. And that's not a knock on Jason Tatum. I think he's a phenomenal player. He's won 3 first-team All-NBA selections for a reason. He's a 2-time Olympic gold medal winning player for a reason. This is not a knock. But as the face of the league, Jason Tatum is a comparable player. Jaylen Brown is a comparable player.
I got a question too, and this is for the chat as well. Y'all tell me what you think. Let's say you take let's say you take Jaylen Brown out the equation, and he's not on the Celtics, and you have someone else in that spot. Jason Tatum's still there, putting up the numbers he's putting up this year. So is the case for Jason Tatum being the MVP this year enough?
No, he's not going to MVP this year. He can't do enough to overtake SGA and Jokic. No. It's going to be first of all, you're going to have a season for a guy to win the MVP over Jokic, because his numbers are going to be this. Right. He's going to be somewhere around 27 points. He's going to be somewhere around 10 to 13 rebounds. He's going to be somewhere around 9 to 11 assists. So in order for you to win it, you're going to have to be like SGA, averaging 32, 33. Your team success, you're going to have to be, 10 10 games above everybody else. That's, the Lakers in second, the Nuggets are in third percentage points. So you're 10, 11 games ahead of them. So in order for you to win the MVP over Yoke, because he's going to be somewhere around second or third, he might get the first seed, but his numbers are going to be so good. Kind of like when Jordan, his numbers were so good, it took Karl Malone them winning 60-plus games, him averaging 27 and 12 to overtake Jordan 30 and 6. And they had a slightly better record. But they work well together. I love the fact, because a lot of times people were trying to they need to get rid of one of them, the other. They both kind of similar. They figured it out. They found a way to play together and realized it was mutually beneficial for the both of them to remain together as opposed to split them apart. Because we see that so many times. It's robbed some teams of the potential championships because one guy wanted to be the lead dog. And I want to be the lead dog. I don't want to be both of us in the harness together side by side. I need to be the lead dog. And I love that JT and JB, they praise each other, they compliment each other. Yeah, I'm sure JB was upset that he's like, hold on, bro, hold on. I'm Eastern Conference MVP, I'm Finals MVP, and you take two of my teammates. I understand JT. Because he was on the previous team, and he's been a 3-time first-team All-NBA selection since then. But, bro, y'all take two of my teammates?
Yeah. That was personal, huh? That was personal. I'm gonna leave that there.
So I'm glad they were able to work this together, because they should be, for the next 5 years, they probably should get a couple of championships.
That's great.
Because both guys are under the age of 30. A young team. It all depends. I think Porzingis is up after this year. Isn't Porzingis a free agent? You got Derek White signed to a long-term deal. You got Holiday signed to a long-term deal. It's Peyton Pritchard, who's the heartbeat off the bench. He might get him a little contract. Somebody might break him off. They're like, hey, come on over here. You doing that for Boston? Come. He has one more year. They'll probably look to extend him. But good game tonight. OKC moved to 50-11 with a 137-128 victory over the Houston Rockets. The Rockets dropped to 37-24. They were playing without Alfred Sengun. There was Dylan Brooks and Van Fleet, who's been out for an extended period of time.